Okay, so we've covered a lot already, and one of the things I want to show you now is how to fine-tune your edits. First of all, let's take a look down here at our timelines, otherwise known as projects, and you'll remember that we put some projects, actually we copied some clips to our final timeline here. So what we have is some pretty, they're rough cuts, but they're pretty close. But let's just say now we want to fine tune the edges before we start putting in titles and doing a little more fancy stuff, which is coming right up. So how do we trim the edges? Okay, if you recall, I said the most powerful feature of iMovie is its ability to be a non-destructive editor. This means that it just makes reference files to the original media, which is back on your dedicated hard drive, your personal hard drive, your detachable portable hard drive, and everything else is just a reference to that and to parts of it without actually harming the original files in any way. So, that being said, let's take a look at some pretty fancy stuff that iMovie can do for us. So in this first clip, there's a couple of ways to tweak the edges. Let's just say that in this clip, we didn't want it to end right there, and we wanted to add to it. So if you'll notice that we can drag the edge of this. Where you click it until it turns like an orange color, and this allows you 1 second. That's it. You can add or subtract 1 second. That's usually not enough. So the better way is to actually just double click right in between there, the two clips, and it opens up what's called a precision editor. This is a very powerful editing tool in iMovie. And let's take a look at how this works. Up at the top, we have the outgoing clip. And where this playback head is parked right now is right where it ends. On the bottom, we have the incoming clip. Where it's parked is where it begins. It's still the original clip. If you could imagine this going back all the way to the beginning of the clip, this goes all the way to the end of the clip, but it's just making a reference point, as I said. So how do we change that? If I clicked and dragged this little dot here, what that does is it changes both the in and the out points. And that's generally not what you want to do. But you could use it that way. The other thing is to just literally use the hand tool and drag. Drag it a little more, and you'll see down here when I'm dragging, it's telling you how much you're advancing it. Now, unfortunately, you are just kind of flying blind at this point. You can't tell where exactly that it should be, but you've got a good idea. And down on this bottom one, you can do the same thing, and that changes the in point. It changes the out point of the outgoing clip and the in point of the incoming clip. Now, if you wanted to go on and do another one, you just click this arrow and it does the same thing. Now, in this case, there's no more. That was the end. As you can see, I can't drag it anymore, but I can drag it this way. Take a look what's happening up in the window up here when I do that. You'll see that's where it's updating. You can't really hear it, but we can see it. Let's see what happens if I don't know, I'm just trying this. We turn the audio skimming on while we did that. Aha! So turn that on, and that's how you can tell. Okay? And the same thing for the bottom one. Okay. Remember, this is the wrong frame rate. We're just using this for illustrating. You can tell it just visually. And then next, same thing. You can choose that, and for the incoming clip, say right there, and go on to the next. And that will be the end. You can see down here is the end. So all that do, it's if you look in our big window here, it's updating. And when you're done, you just click done, and everything changes. Another way you can do that, if you recall at the beginning, where we enabled the fine-tuning controls. Well, here's where that comes into play. If you click these little gear boxes here, it says clip trimmer. If you click that, what it's going to allow you to do is literally drag that as much as you want. That's the incoming part, and that's the outgoing part. So it's going to change the duration, and it gives you the time right there. And again, you can go forward to the next and do the same thing. I don't think that's as useful as a clip trimmer. Okay, so next we're going to show how you detach audio, and then we're going to be inserting stills and adding audio and titles. Okay, so let's do the next one.